This is the story of the Hondala, which used to just be called the Wash Project. It's been around for a long time, and people have been having the same conversation at its base for years.
Oh, dude, you see that crimp in the middle of the face? Oh, dude, yo, what? Oh my God, that thing looks bullet, but it's fucking tight. Dude, I know, what if you could, but dude, even if you got it, like, where would it even go, man? No, it doesn't go, man, too bad, it doesn't go. Maybe it does.
And that's pretty much how the conversations went for years. And then Daniel Vakili showed up, and the conversation changed to,
oh, dude, did you hear from Daniel's gonna try the Wash Project? Like, dude, no way. I know he's looking pretty strong, man. Like, oh, I know, but dude, like, cramp, I mean, it's in the middle of the face, you can't even touch it. Like, you think, yeah, then what? Even if you got it, now he has it, but then what? He's like, holy shit. Did he just find another hold? Like, oh my God, how do we never see that? Oh my God, but can he reach it? I mean, it's miles away. Oh my God, he reached it. No fucking way. But can he actually stay when he reaches it?
Now, behind every great first ascent are the events leading up to it. So let's go back to the very beginning, almost exactly a year ago. That's my new friend Marcel, climbing Welcome to the Wash, as is tradition if it's your first visit, as it was the first climb established here, and its tricky finger crack exit makes it a bit of a rite of passage. We were there that day with a really badass crew, and thank God, because it was insanely windy. And anyone else, including myself, would have probably just cried and gone home. But we were psyched. And while Daniel had been out to Hondo a few times prior, this was also his first trip to the Wash, which is pretty much the main area, and I was excited to show him around. Now, just to the left is the Wash Project, and it didn't take long for Daniel to spark up that old conversation.
Yo, dude, what's up with that bullet crimp in the middle of the face?
The only info I had for him was that a visiting climber from Oregon, Jesse Firestone, had tossed a rope down on it last year and did some cleaning and investigation, and he thought it might go, but would obviously be really hard. And that's all I knew. Dan and the crew initially tried going all the way up with the right hand, but once that proved too difficult to move off of, they switched to going left hand to this hold first. And to my surprise, it almost looked possible to get established on the big crimp, which alone would be mind-blowing, but even that was still a ways away.
What the fuck?
This was Dan's best try of the day.
Oh, yeah! Damn, that's sick.
After that, it was time to get down to business. If Dan was going to one day establish the hardest problem at Hondo, he would first have to prove himself on the Wash's two greatest test pieces. Two absolutely perfect climbs of varying styles, standing just a few hundred feet apart from each other, guarding the entrance to the Wash. To do one is proud. To do both, elite. Of course, I'm referring to handsome Steve Estren's Lair of the Bear and my very own personal hardest FA, Argonath. So just like I do with everyone, I led the climbers to Steve's problem first so that they'd be more tired when they tried mine. A strategy that's worked for my ego in the past. Now, to understand what Daniel's up against here, you must know that Lair of the Bear has broken more hearts than any other problem in Hondo. Because for many climbers, it initially feels quite possible.
Oh, it's so sweet. Come on. Woo. I'm right there. Oh, man.
But the more efforts they give and the more random beta they try, the further and further the problem slips away. I've seen it happen countless times.
No.
In fact, I've filmed it countless times. The first being with this guy, Steve, shortly after he had done the first ascent. I told him to wear a nice collared shirt and that I'd bring out my good camera gear so that we could capture his magnum opus in all its glory. And then he flat out couldn't repeat it.
Check.
Cool. Like this. Ah! Yeah.
And then there was the time a young Jeremy Shaneborn came for his first visit back in 2015, a few solid years before establishing himself as J-Tree's best climber. And while he did make quick work of Argonath, try as he might, he simply could not figure out the lair. And since then, all these folks and many more got spanked on it too.
So good.
Oh, fuck. Oh, dude, that was a commitment, yo. Oh, good. Fuck.
Hang on the way up. Come on.
Oh, I had it, dude. I felt it.
Run!
Yeah.
Oh. So yeah, that's Lair of the Bear. Let's see what Daniel can do. And well, you got the onside, which honestly I was expecting. Totally his style. My favorite part is right here. Check out this footwork. Crossed outer edging. Pretty sweet. That's one test piece down and one to go. But that might not be so easy. Because while Lair breaks hearts by leading climbers on so they think they might have a chance, Argonath lets you know if it's out of your league instantly. And there's really nothing you can do about it.
Grab that.
Yes.
And that's because, well, it's kind of reachy. As a tall climber, it's exactly the problem I had been searching for all my life. A boulder that played to my strengths and my friend's weaknesses perfectly. And to this day, Argonath remains the only problem I've ever done, first ascent or otherwise, that my main climbing partner, Handsome Steve, can't do.
Such bullshit.
And that just fills me with immense joy.
Oh.
That said, it has been repeated, but always by climbers on the taller side, which Daniel isn't. I mean, I was still confident that he was gonna do it. I'm not delusional. I just was curious as how.
No.
There goes the onside.
And seeing as Daniel had pretty much done all our hard problems so far, first or second try, every extra attempt it took Dan to send Argonath was a victory for me.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah. Nice, dude.
Come on.
Come on. Sick.
And with that, Daniel had done it. Between the previous video on this channel and this session right here, Daniel had proven himself worthy. And it was time to unleash him on our projects.
Nice, dude. Yeah.
So that's like what is it, like V6, V8, V6/V8? Something like that. Oh, I'm so happy not to have to do that move again.
Now remember at the beginning of the story when I mentioned visiting climber Jesse Firestone, who put some early work in on the Hondala? Well, on that same trip, he also put some time in on this amazing overhanging project that was first envisioned by our good friend Kevin, aka Dry Fall's daddy. The two of them cleaned the problem up, built a really nice landing, which I really think took a lot of vision by Kevin, because when I first looked at this thing, I didn't think it would top out. I didn't think it was possible. And while Jesse wasn't able to stitch the whole thing together on that brief visit, he did prove that the top out went, thus creating one of the greatest open projects in Hondo. And I knew Daniel was gonna dig it. This was also the first time I realized that Marcel's a savage.
Okay, that's totally possible. Fuck yeah.
There it is. That's the move. That's the fucking
dude. What? You did that? Can someone else try so I don't look like an idiot?
Nah, dude, you're killing it. Look, you stuck the move. Sick. And that was the end of Daniel's first day at the wash. But just as I had hoped, he was hooked. And over the next few months, Dan, Marcel, myself, and a whole collection of other climbers spent many days out at Hondo, repeating climbs and establishing new ones. Like this one, a project we had been trying for almost 8 years, but could never make any progress.
Yes, come on, dude.
I would have bet my life savings you weren't gonna fuck that up.
And most days, we'd find ourselves back at the wash project, where Dan was finally able to get established on the mythical crimp in the middle of the face. But the next moves were a whole nother matter. It was clear Daniel needed to get stronger. And judging by his progress on projects like this, he was.
Dan, you're a badass, dude.
You know shit's getting serious when the ladder comes out. At this point, Dan had worked on the wash project multiple times without making much progress. It was clear different tactics were needed. And from atop the ladder, Dan discovered a new crimp that was invisible from below. Could this be the missing link we've been hoping for?
What'd you just figure out?
Got a hat instead of glasses.
I just figured out that that crimp is nice and positive. It's the best crimp on the entire wall so far.
It's that good?
I know, yeah. Well,
Could you dyno to it and hang it?
no.
No.
Feet would have to stay on. Definitely, because the thing is, the right crimp is not really positive, and it's deceptively overrated. I think what I'm going to do is ladder up to the opposing crimps, and then just try to move from there. This is so exciting.
The start of the problem, you go up a ladder.
I'm sending it.
That's how the sausage is made, folks.
With the help of the ladder, Daniel was able to try the crux move in isolation. And please don't ask why he's wearing that huge ass chalk bucket, because I couldn't tell you.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Oh my God!
is that doable?
It's doable, I just don't know what's happening. Come on!
That's such a hard ass
Dan had tried the move maybe 5 or 6 times and wasn't able to stick it, which is why I had to step in and give him some of that world famous Coach Cole beta. I told him to stop coming out and around to the hold, and that the quickest way between 2 points is a straight line. I told him he needed to stand straight up into the crimp, and then this happened the very next go.
Come on, dude, come on. It's definitely like gonna be my obsession now.
Having stuck what we thought was the crux move just one time, a glimmer of hope shined down, and Daniel was now fully committed to sending the wash project. Over the next few months, he went into full training mode on his home wall, where he set a replica of the crux move. And the next time I saw Daniel was at Halloween. If ever there was a time to send the project, it was now, with the entire crew, including his mentor, Old Master Andrew Rock, there to witness. This is how legends are made.
Come on, Daniel. Come on.
Solid. Come on.
Come on, get it. Super strong. Come on.
Tight.
Come on.
Unfortunately, no legends were made that evening. Despite Daniel going late into the night, long after the party had gone, he couldn't stick the move even once from the start. Maybe this thing was just too far out of his league. Now, do you guys remember in a previous video on this channel where I filmed Old Master Andrew Rock battle the Great Dihedral over multiple years? And then when I lost faith in him, I called in the big guns to get it done? Well, if you think I won't do that again, then you must be new here. As a coach, of course I want my star player to win. But as a filmmaker, if he couldn't, and a big name pro climber had to be recruited, well hey, that's an even better story. That's drama. And guess what? I heard Ethan Pringle was coming to town. So one last time, I put on my coach hat, pulled Daniel aside, and relayed this to him. It was time to make a play or get benched.
Fuck! Oh my god, what? What happened?
Damn. I was so close.
That was so close.
Oh, I couldn't even say anything.
Oh, that was it.
I was stunned.
Fuck.
So yes, come on. You got this. Yup. Come on.
Fuck! Fuck! Dude. What the fuck? How did I come off? Yeah!
Oh, shit.
Just like that. Just like that. Dude.
Sick.
Dude, 5 out of 5 stars. That's 5 Hondo stars. Those are worth 10 stars anywhere else. Dude, I'm gonna walk off this thing now. Wow.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
I can't believe it just went
I can't believe it.
down.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That was just like, that was just so good. It's full value to the top. Just full value. It's so steep. Oh man.
So,
It's like the unwinding so intense, and you just like get to the limit of what your body can handle, and just like at that moment you're like, okay, hey, just pull it back in. Oh, that's when I knew it was on. So glad I didn't fall. All right.
wow.
Well, hot damn, Daniel. Congratulations, man. Super proud of you. Now, I always thought the coolest thing about doing a new boulder problem is getting people out to try it. You want to see people experience what you did. You want to see people play on it. You want to know what they think about it. You want to see their different styles, different beta, everything. And usually, you know, that's just your friends, right? And the dream, you know, you do something, it's like, dude, wait, what if Sharma came? What if Sharma would be so sick? Wouldn't that be cool? That's what everybody hopes for, something dope like that. Well, remember when I mentioned Ethan Pringle coming to town? I wasn't lying. He showed up the very next weekend. The story of the Hondala is just getting started.